All right, Avi, you ready?
Yes, I told you I was.
Hey, all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals. I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Today is Friday, October 25th, and this is episode 191 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, always by my side, the lovely, the wonderful, the back to curly-haired.
Hey guys, Avi Ale here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Avi. How are you?
Very fucking tired, but I'm here.
At least you got to go to a fun concert. That's why she's tired. And a big thank you to all of you lovely people joining us here tonight over at twitch.tv/SheHealsITank. And thank you to those of you that are listening via the podcast or watching in the days after when we upload to YouTube. And that is right, for those of you that listen via the podcast, if you'd ever like to see what one of these live shows is like, but you can't always make it live, you can head on over to our YouTube channel now and check out an episode. In case you're listening for the first time, we do the show live every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we'd love to have you come join us live. If you join us live, you have the ability to call into the show. Join the Discord, hop in the On Deck channel, and we'll see what you have to say. And since this is the last show before patch 5.1, last show before Halloween, I think we should make this an all-open show, Avi. Join that On Deck channel anytime you want. Avi will bring you into live on air, and you can tell us what you're excited about for patch 5.1, or maybe you're disappointed about something in 5.1.
Have I mentioned that I dislike these kind of episodes, and I much prefer to have certain times when people call in so we don't get interrupted when we're on a topic? Just so you know.
We get to pick when we bring them in. Doesn't have to be immediate.
Because you go, Avi, there was someone on deck, and you weren't paying attention.
I always bring them in at the exact perfect time.
So
maybe you want to take a run at me for having trashed PvP last episode. Let's hear what you have a take on. And if you have a take on something but can't join us live, you can tweet us at SheHealsITank. Join the Discord, post there, or you can go old school and send me an email at shehealsitank@gmail.com. And if you like the show, you can sub to the show like these great, amazing people. We have first-time subs from Sakura Storm 8312, Scottish Bastard, Not Papaya. And then for 2 months, we have Paperboy, Mieko FF14, and Rathok. At 5 months, we have I Am Carlini. 6 months, Holden Oversoul. 8 months, Chuckletopia. And 17 months, KK McLeod. Thank you so much to all of you. Don't forget, if you have an Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account and get a free sub to use each month. We are honored if you choose to use it on us, but please just make sure you use it and make someone's day with it, whether it's us or someone else. I think we have a fun show tonight, Avi. I'm not sure.
Not sure?
It's hard to read you, so I'm not sure.
I'm very tired, but I'm going to try.
But there ain't no law with the claw, so I think we're good.
Oh
Avi's going to go
God.
cray-cray.
Oh, so it's going to be like the whole episode's like Tweet of the Week douche-tastic.
Why should this week be any different?
I don't know, because you're making it a little extra. I feel like you're trying to make up for like how tired I am by going extra douche.
Let's see how it works.
I don't like it.
We got a lot of patch 5.1 to discuss. But before we get into that, we have everyone's favorite segment.
Greenleaf Minute.
It's the Greenleaf Minute.
In this week's Greenleaf Minute segment, we are going to give you some tips for how to get the most out of the gpose screenshot feature in-game. So first, to enter gpose, you're going to type backsplash. Yep, that happened. /gpose. And here is the first tip.
Just the tip.
Douche. Before entering gpose, you want to make sure to choose your animation. This is done simply by executing your desired emote before going into gpose. If you want to reset the animation or emote out, you have to do it outside of gpose, of course. Then to make it so that you're just standing there, you do /sit and then you stand back up.
I did not know that.
There might be a lot in this section you don't know.
The more you know.
And when you utilize change pose, which is /C pose, the last one you use is going to be the pose presented in gpose. So just easy way to remember that. Same way as in game. Also, you can actually combine animations with expressions by executing the emote and then selecting an expression.
What the fuck are you talking about?
In the social emote section, there's a whole other tab that's expressions, and those are different facial expressions you can make. You can smirk and smile and, like wink and all that.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
This is a good Greenleaf Minute for me.
If you want to get a screenshot of your character executing a battle action, a good tip is to find a mob that is super low level compared to you and attack it with the desired action. Ideally, the mob should die from that single action. Otherwise, you want to make sure that the action you want to see in gpose is the last one you use when you are killing that mob. And then, as long as you don't use any other actions, you can go wherever you want, and then walking, don't pick up a mount. You literally have to walk to your next place you're going to go, and you can do the gpose with that action there.
Oh, so if you hop on a mount, it ruins it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So remember, speaking of, if you want to go somewhere, remember to think about where you're taking your screenshot, because your location should be used to enhance the shot you're trying to get. You really don't want to be that person taking a selfie in the restroom with a giant turd in the toilet behind you. There is essentially that in game sometimes.
Don't judge my goals.
I know. All right, so this is a little bit longer of a Greenleaf Minute, but there's a reason for it.
Does it ruin it if you teleport?
Yes.
Chat is asking.
I'm pretty positive it does.
I would assume it probably ruins it if you just run into another zone as well. Anytime you have a loading screen type thing.
No, you'll become the teleport animation. Running into another zone is fine.
Oh.
Because you're not doing any animations, but you can't get on your mount. If you get on your mount, it'll do the whistle motion. So it has to be, you can't do any other actions within that. So ideally, find a mob to kill as close to where you want to do the screenshot as possible.
Can you run into the golden saucer?
Sure. I don't know. I don't think so. It's been a while.
I want to hit one of those little cactuars.
Okay. The cactuar doesn't become part of your emote. It's the action that you use, not the mob that's dying.
Yeah, but if I do G-pose with him in the thing, I might
see.
get lucky.
I see. Okay. All right. So now I got to go back to where did I leave off? All right. So once you enter gpose, you've figured out exactly what emote you want to do, or none at all, or whatever. So you're in there. Once you're in gpose, in order to bring up the menu to interact with it and change your settings, you're going to press either R or the asterisk on the number pad, or if you're on console, you're going to use triangle. The first page of this menu is really important for you to become familiar with. It's your general settings. This allows you to control the camera within gpose. There is even a camera zoom and tilt function, and I really want to give a big heads up because this zoom feature is actually separate from your mouse wheel. So you have different ways of zooming. So make sure you keep that in mind. It's definitely important. You can also play with color filters, screen effects, depth of field, also known as focus of the shot, and finally, limb darkening, which I really wish they'd just called vignette, because that's when the outer edges of an image are darkened, and every other program ever calls it vignette. The second menu down, when you go on the left side to the controls, is your effects and motion settings. So I want you guys to just play around with this menu, get a feel for it. It isn't one I use too often. You can use it and have some fun, but I don't think it's as essential for screenshot breakdown. Your third down is the lighting controls. Now, this is a very, very important gpose function to understand. At the top of this menu is an eyeball icon. It's like a little eyeball. So this eye is going to make your character face toward the camera. So wherever your camera is positioned, when you press that, it's going to toggle on and off your character looking at your camera. So that's pretty damn cool. Some emotes, if you have affected, will only turn the head. Others are actually going to cause you to turn your entire body toward the camera. So make sure you keep that in mind and kind of play around. So next to the eye is a little light icon, and this toggles the single light source on and off. Your third button is to freeze your character mid-animation. And another tip, if you're taking like a solo shot, if you keep pressing, 1, 2, 1, 2, or you use 1, 2 keyboard or the mid-animation, freeze, this allows you to kind of go through the animation frame by frame so that you can find the exact perfect pose that you want to get in your shot.
Avi hacks.
And so below all of these icons are lights numbered 1, 2, and 3, and the light effects are described as follows. Type 1 is a dim light, which is good for replacing natural light when it's not available. It's maybe a little bit darker. Type 2 is your standard light. This lights up your entire character. And type 3 is a very bright light and can be used actually to fill up rooms. There are also sliders for red, green, and blue, which will change the color and the tone of the light. Increasing the intensity of these will increase the brightness. The main element I want you guys to remember when you're using the lighting menu is that wherever your camera is placed, when you use that particular light feature, that will be the placement of the light once you toggle it on. For example, if you have your camera zoomed all the way in on your character's face and then you activate a light, you will essentially have placed an invisible light bulb right next to your character's face. It's not always the most attractive option. So be sure to play around with like zooming out, trying light 1, 2, and 3, going behind you, going to the side. You can really have some fun with this. I think it's really cool. Essentially, when you're taking screenshots of your character, it is best for you to use photography best practices. And there are a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to take professional looking photos of people. So if you really, really want to up your screenshot game and you don't have Photoshop skills, you've just got, what Square Enix gives you, watch some of these videos and apply what you learn to your screenshots so that you'll understand how to position your character and where's the best place to put the light on your character and the camera. Like, it's all the same. It's a person. The dynamics in the world kind of works the same.
Are you going to put some of these practices into use for us, Avi?
Remember to have fun and play around with all of these features. And I also want to say a really great big thank you to Kali Colleen on Ultros. She actually put together this gpose guide that I referenced on the lodestone for this Greenleaf Minute. And I really found it really informative.
We can link that in the show notes.
And I hope you guys did too.
But I was not joking, Avi. Why are you not putting these into practice for us?
Because she's kind of really freaking busy all the time.
How come we don't have these on Reddit to get that sweet karma upvotes, which is 99% of what Reddit is? Screenshots and artwork. And even if we put it on Twitter, that's what gets the most likes.
Pete, can I ask you a question? Why aren't you putting this to use?
Because have you seen my ability to glamour myself?
But you didn't say glamour, you said screenshot. Your whole screenshot thing can literally be you looking the same all the time. Go find the greenest places in the world.
How much harder it is to do good screenshots as it is to do a good glamour. So if I'm that bad at glamoring,
I believe in you.
I'm going to be even worse at screenshots.
I think, Pete, you should start a thread of like games' worst screenshots. And like that's your goal, is to try to take the worst possible screenshots you can, and that's what you do.
So like Inktober, that I should have like screenshot September. And just do screenshots every day for a month?
Sure. Why not?
That will never be a thing.
Why not?
All right, Avi. Thank you so much for that Greenleaf Minute. I hope you guys come up with some amazing screenshots. Do you want to do a little contest, Avi? I'm just thinking about this.
Nope.
But no. All right. Fuck you guys. She doesn't want to give out any minions.
Like tonight? Is that what you're saying?
Like in 2 weeks, send us your best screenshot.
No, Peter, if you let me get further in the show. I already talked to you about something's going on, and that's why I did this segment. So just shut up and keep talking about your thing.
I'm trying to help you guys out. Avi's mean today.
Nope. He doesn't listen to me.
Well, all right, Avi, I will move on to you. She just really wants to get to her favorite segment.
Of course.
It's
talking over it because I don't want to hear it today.
It's the tweet of the week. The tweet of the week.
I know
Avi.
I have to shut up or else you'll keep doing it.
And this week it comes from our moderator extraordinaire, KK McLeod, who somehow found our doppelgangers, but tweeted it out as, "This is the best Vegan Pete and Avi Ale cosplay I've seen."
It's pretty damn funny. I should actually, I'm going to link it in chat for people who are
and you looked up who this guy is.
No, somebody said his name on Twitter and said, I always thought Pete looked kind of like that dude whose name.
Yeah, so if you just follow
Steve Zaragoza.
Just follow us on Twitter and you'll see what we're talking about.
The girl even has pink hair, you guys. It's crazy.
It's pretty damn uncanny.
It's hilarious.
Also made me realize I should probably run a mile.
All right.
Now it's time for news and notes from around the realm. And sticking with your glamour theme and
yes.
G-pose.
To get into the spooky spirit of the All Saints Wake Festival.
Spooky.
Enix is asking adventurers to put on their disguises for a spectacular showcase of glams and guises. Can you impress them with your most glamorous costume yet? So now, if you were wondering why I did such an in-depth gpose Greenleaf Minute and told Pete to shut up about trying to have a glamour gpose screenshot contest, now you know why.
Well,
Square Enix is already
contest, not them.
Square Enix is already doing one. You don't do it at the same time. That's just weird.
I'll give you a good prize, not one of their shitty prizes.
So you may enter between Monday, October 21st, 2019, of course, from midnight.
What year?
Okay. Through Friday, November 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific time. In order to enter this promotion, you have to complete the following steps. First, you're going to take between 1 and 4 screenshots showing Final Fantasy XIV character in a costume celebrating the All Saints Wake seasonal event. You submit up to 4 screenshots, but only 1 is required for the entry. Entries may not feature multiple in-game characters, so it's a solo shot. The screenshots may only utilize in-game assets provided within Final Fantasy XIV, so no mods, and entrants may not alter, change, or make edits once the entry is submitted. Once you've done that, then you need to follow at @FF_@XIV_EN on Twitter, then post your entry on your Twitter account and include the following in the tweet. Your entry. Any and all screenshots must be within the same Twitter post. You'll also need a link to your character profile on the lodestone to tag at @FF_XIV_EN. You must also include the hashtags #FFXIV, #ASW2019 contest. And you have to also include your selection from one of the available prizes stated in the original tweet. So make sure all this is in this one tweet. Scarf of Wonderswit, or a Ahriman choker, or a Mandragora choker, or a Bluebird earring, noble birding, or a Gala cap. You can also include a comment, but you must not include any additional personal information within your entry. A link with the instructions will be posted in this week's show notes.
So you sure you don't want to do our own contest for a better prize?
Yeah, no, that's weird, Pete.
Well, I'm pretty weird.
I know. If you want to do something like that, you don't do it at the same time as Square Enix.
But we're better.
But they get notoriety.
This is for our fans. All right.
What is theirs for?
Avi doesn't love you like I love you. Let's get into some preliminary patch notes. That's the theme of the week, Avi. Like I said at the top, it's a week before patch, as is tradition. Square Enix has released the preliminary patch notes today, the Friday before patch day. So let's kick it off with those. If the MSQ is your thing, you're going to be heading to the Waking Sands and picking up the quest Shaken Resolve from Tataru. We haven't really been doing much wild speculation on MSQ, Avi. We've been more excited for the 24-man raid and other content coming. What do you think we're going to get with this? I kind of think we're going to get more adventures of Gaius and Estinian.
I 100% agree. It's going to be like the whole Black Rose
Hopefully
section.
We get a little bit of shipping of Gaius and Estinian.
No, we're not going to.
Maybe a little love going on there.
No?
You don't think so? I'd like to see it.
I'm trying to not be annoyed with you tonight, but you are trying so hard to be annoying. I don't even know what's going on.
One person's annoying is another person's amazing. That's something no one's ever said before.
Aurora says it's going to be the quest in order to wake up the Scions.
Yeah. One of the things I had thought about was we're going to be working on getting our friends back to the source. Where it could also be preventing the calamity, which we kind of got in that short story, which is why we're, still trying to prevent.
And that's kind of like the overall thing is prevent the calamity,
Still
right?
trying to prevent Black Rose
that never goes away.
from happening.
Yeah, Chili even says, see, I kind of agree with Chili that 5.1, like the 0.1 main scenario quest is usually just a little bit of filler.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here's a little teaser to make you remember that there's MSQ, but we're not going to really give you any juicy bits.
I will say it almost seems like that's a viable strategy this time because there is a lot of content in this patch separate from the MSQ.
Yeah.
There have been patches when you finish the MSQ and you're like, and what do I do now? And I don't think this one's going to be like this. I think there's a lot of stuff to do in this patch, especially with patch 5.11 coming 2 weeks after this one.
I think there's a lot because of that. I don't think there's a lot to do in this patch.
Oh, I do.
Because you craft.
Yeah. Restoration of Ishgard, baby.
Yeah, I don't craft. So for me, it's like, there's an okay amount. And the Restoration of Ishgard isn't enough to make me want to craft.
I know, but there's still other stuff to do. You got the 24-man raid. You got a new dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into Ultimate, Avi.
That's not happening.
We didn't raid in Alexander, so we could raid Ultimate now.
Nope. Nobody got time for that.
You're going to have time for that in 1 month, Avi.
No, I got time for other things.
Congrats on finishing school. Maybe, if you don't mess up. Where do you think this MSQ is going to take place, Avi? Is it going to be mostly on the first? Or is it going to be mostly on the source? Are we going to be more on the source helping out Gaius and Estinian? Or are we going to be with our Scion friends on the first?
I honestly haven't thought about it that much. I literally just think it's going to be mostly Gaius and Estinian, a little bit of us with Tataru. Possibly. I don't actually expect the story to expand much. I don't expect to get much. So I don't put a lot of thought into the MSQ. And I know you're getting annoyed with me because I don't wildly speculate. But it's 5.1. You don't get Jack Diddley.
What about squat?
Nope.
Will we get even squat? We're not even going to get squat.
We might
In your
get,
opinion, we won't get squat.
We'll get Jack Diddley in 5.11. We might get some squat.
Did you just call Restoration of Ishgard squat?
You did.
And maybe the most important thing I want to know about the MSQ is, will I get to see my man Sid? Sid was absent of all of 5.0. Best character in the game. How'd they leave him out of a whole expansion?
When did you become obsessed with Sid?
Sid's always been my man. Sid is like, if I were to do a cosplay, I would cosplay Sid.
That's just because you got a beard.
I don't have a white beard.
So? That's like 50% there.
That's like the hardest
I
shit
don't have
I've
a beard
ever
at
heard
all.
of, trying to make your hair white.
Ever?
Yes.
I'll stress you out and it'll be good.
But I want to see Sid. Hopefully he has something to do with preventing the Black Rose calamity. There are only 10 new
Chili
quests.
just said it's called bleach, baby.
It doesn't get white, though.
Yes, you can. It just takes multiple bleachings.
And then my hair falls out.
Yes, this is true.
It's only going to be 10 new quests in the MSQ, so I'm not expecting it to take a long time. Maybe a few hours, depending on how strong.
So you're seriously trying to make me speculate about 10 quests?
Yes.
Turd.
All right, give me 10 headlines, Avi.
I'm going to slap your face.
What are you going to slap my face with?
My hand. The back of it.
So or maybe sideways from these new MSQs, for previous main scenario quests, the difficulty of certain instance battles has been reduced. And they only had the 4.x content tag next to this note. Now it seems that when you die in a quest instance battle, you will have the option to lower its difficulty. You'll have these options. You'll also have these options when you replay content like in New Game Plus. The 3 content levels are going to be normal, where the duty difficulty remains unchanged. Pretty easy to figure out. Easy, gain the power of the Echo, increasing your maximum HP, damage dealt, and healing magic potency by 50%.
That's a lot.
Certain duties will also adjust the parameters of ally NPCs, enemies, and battle mechanics.
It gets easier?
And then you have very easy.
Very fucking easy.
Gain the power of the Echo, increasing your maximum HP, damage dealt, and healing magic potency by 100%. Certain duties will also adjust the parameters of ally, NPCs, enemies, and battle mechanics.
So, like, I'm just curious with these instance fights, if you're doing like a roulette and you get these, do you have the option to do this then? And if one person is new to the content, do you not get it?
They're talking about like when you're playing a different like NPC in an instance battle type thing, or when you're doing one of those solo instances on your own.
Those are so easy already.
Well, if you die to those chocobo meteors and you get fucking over it, you can go, I'm going
I just want to get this
easy.
shit done. Yeah, I guess I get that. Okay. But it's only once you beat it.
And I think it will be also for...
It's only once you beat it, though. So if you've already beat it, then you know...
No, it's on replay or if you die during it. So if you die on your first time
I missed the if you die. Okay, that makes more sense. Because it's story locked content that's solo. So I guess I get that.
And it will also, I'm assuming... it seemed like it wasn't just MSQ. It was going to be any instance of battle. So it'd be any like job quests you have that involves you doing that type of battle as well.
I wonder if it's very easy if you could just literally like stand there and like auto attack and win.
You can't die. Your auto HP regeneration
is so
is
high.
too strong. All right, Avi, why don't you tell us about the new 24-man raid?
So we didn't really find out anything too exciting other than what we've already seen about the new 24-man raid, Yorha Dark Apocalypse, from these preliminary patch notes, which is good. We know enough so far. We don't really need to know too much more in advance.
We don't want to be spoiled on this.
Right. What we do learn is that besides the typical completion of the 5.0 MSQ, you'll also need to have completed the quest Word About Comra from Gossipy the Dwarf in Calusia.
I read this first as Word About Korma, and I'm like, is this a culinarian quest? Like, we're talking about Korma?
I just like it, Word About Comra. It's Word About Comra. That also happens to be the same NPC you'll pick up the 24-man quest from, called A Scandal in Comra. So make sure you have that side quest done if you're looking to do the 24-man right away. And it does look like there will be 5 quests associated with the new 24-man raid.
Half as much as the MSQ.
Which will have a minimum eye level of 435 as predicted.
Fucking nailed it.
Upon completing the copied factory, players can also earn a separate reward once a week, which includes 2 cracked Stella clusters and 1 manufactured coin. The manufactured coin can be exchanged with Fat Hard. I love calling him that. I will always call her that. In Yulmore, for items used to enhance equipment purchased with Allagan tomestones of Phantasmagoria. I like all the words this expansion. Tagging on to this, Deep Shadow Coating and Deep Shadow Twine can be purchased from Xyle in the Crystarium with sacks of nuts, or Fat Hard in Yulmore with the previously mentioned manufactured coins.
Yeah, I thought you were going to lose it at sacks of nuts and Fat Hard.
No, it made me happier. We did get a little blurb on
just so you know, Avi, those are the items to upgrade your tome gear.
No way. Oh my God. The twine and the coating upgrade your gear. God damn it, Pete.
Just wanted to make sure you
Sorry, that
knew.
was inappropriate. I shouldn't have done that voice. I sounded a little bit like I was making a mentally challenged person, and I realized it as I stopped myself. Yeah. I know. I apologize. Like, that was, ugh. All right.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize.
You apologized. So
I did apologize. I caught myself as I was doing it and went, that was inappropriate. We did get a little blurb on the 24-man raid from the media kit Square Enix released that goes, Machina, is it Machina or Machina? Because you played Nero.
Nero. Nier.
I was going to say Nero.
I always called it Machina.
I'd say Machina. So Machina, indistinguishable from men in appearance, speech, demeanor. Anyone in Norvrant would dismiss such an idea as the fantastical ramblings of drunken dwarves. The discovery of a white-clad woman identifying herself as an android, however, may call everything that has long been believed about technology into question.
I do kind of wonder, like, even though this is such a crossover event with Nier Automata, if somehow the technology that they're talking about, even though it's like more Android technology, if somehow we're going to learn something from this that will help us get back to the first, or help the Scions get back to the first.
So you think this is fully going to be tied into the MSQ? It never has been.
See, that's the thing that's preventing me from saying that. Like, I'd like for them to do something like that, but
they never have before.
I feel like enough people do the 24-man raid that they can do something like that. It's not like Extreme Primals or Savage, where not a ton of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everyone I know does the 24-man raids. I literally don't know anyone that doesn't do the 24-man raids.
At least once.
Yeah.
At least once. I mean, it's fun content. I get it.
So I think they can do some MSQ related stuff in there, and I think that'd be cool if they do. But moving on from the 24-man raid, we're getting new custom deliveries in 5.1. Hell yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Not
excited.
even a little bit at all. I don't care.
You're like me and you're into this shit. Head on over to Yulmore and talk to Kai Shear to get the quest, Oh, Behive Yourself.
My God, I love it.
Do you get it?
Oh, Behive Yourself.
If you're new to crafting and gathering, custom deliveries consist of NPCs that either need stuff made or gathered as a collectible. You turn those in to them and you get gil and scripts as a reward. And if you're still leveling, you get XP as well. Also, you raise your rank with that NPC, and when you max it out, you can glamour that character. You get to glamour a character, Avi. You don't care about that?
No, I get to glamour my own character.
Oh, well.
And all my retainers. It's
like having another retainer to glamour. You get to play dress up.
Nope. I don't even really glamour my retainers.
I think I still have a Realm Reborn gear on my retainers.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy these. It's the rare piece of like open world content that we have in this game, so I'm going to do it. And it's something you can do while you're waiting in queue. And speaking of the collectibles that I just mentioned, one of the best patch notes in this whole long fucking preliminary patch notes for 5.1 involved collectibles. Because from 5.1 onward, whenever something is only used as a collectible, like in Custom Deliveries, it will always be crafted as a collectible. You won't need to hit that damn collectibles button that you forget about all the time when you're dumb like me. There have been way too many times when my dumb ass would just start crafting an item, and at the end, I end up with a worthless HQ craft that I can't sell for anything. I just have to sell it back to the vendor.
Oh, that is annoying. That's a feature that is too easy to mess up.
And then I have to...
I've never done it, but I mean, that would
go
make me
back
mad.
to the vendor, buy more supplies, hit the collectibles button, and do it all over again.
Cater says, I always miss the first one every week, all the time.
I
And
think
Decibels is agreeing.
Everyone does.
Oh, man, that sounds really... That's something they should have caught a long time ago, I think.
For me, best patch note.
Well, good. There you go.
Huge quality of life adjustment.
So more open content that's fun to do are the Beast Tribes. And now we're getting a new one with the Pixies for patch 5.1. You actually won't be starting this in the Pixie Zone. You'll find the pink Pixie, thank God, in the Crystarium and pick up the quest. Love this. Manic Pixie Dream Realm. Fucking wonderful reference. The notes say that this will have a quest sync and you'll get experience based on the level of the job you do them with. The quests to unlock them have a level 70 requirement, however, so it may only be level sync between 70 and 79. So it doesn't look like you'll be able to do them with a level 50 yet, but this is just assumptions.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure on that because
I don't think there's no level sync is only 70 to 79. I thought. Pete.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I thought they might eventually.
They will eventually
because it's a really good feature.
They might, but it's a lot of work. The currency used for the Pixies is going to be called Fae Fancies, and that's like the drag. That's the drag queens of Eorzea. We're the Fae Fancies.
Norvrant.
I would imagine that the Dumbo Pig minion is one of the items that you'll be able to purchase with them. And of course, some orchestrion rolls are going to be there as usual.
You said Dumbo Pig minion. It's a mount.
I thought it was a minion.
Nope.
It's a mount. Oh, I apologize. It's super cute. I need more pink mounts in my life. And I'm also curious if we haven't really gotten glamour items, I feel like, from the Beast Tribes in a while.
Well, we haven't had a new Beast Tribe since the Namazu.
I know. The Namazu gave us like the funny, and then we had the snake people.
Ananta?
The Anantas.
How am I knowing this shit?
I'm tired. And I know I wasn't alone in like really hoping that we would get a shirt that matched the like chain top that they wore.
Yeah.
And we got a 2-colored griffins, which was kind of lame, and an elephant mount. It was like, okay, like that's cool, but
yeah, we got a Namazu head, but I don't even know if that was from the Beast Tribe. That might have been a gold saucer thing. The only thing I can remember is we got all of the turtle people. We got that whole glamour.
We did. And
thank you, Chuckletopia, for the 100 bits.
The turtle people.
You don't have to
so
apologize for missing the first half of the podcast.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Pete and Avi, you guys are horrible. The turtle people, the snake people.
The Kojin, baby.
and actually their glamour was cool. They always remind you of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, that's always what I think of with them. But what I mean is, like, I don't know. I just felt like we could, like, the Pixies could be some really fun glamour stuff. Like, I feel like you should get, like, a hairstyle from the Pixies or something. Like, a big, crazy pixie hairstyle. I think that would be really cool.
I feel like we should get a transformation that turns us into a pixie.
This game doesn't do transformations, Pete.
Oh, yes, they do. Have you done that part of the recent seasonal event?
Right, but that's not, like, a thing that you get On the
100 more
regular.
bits. He's interrupting cow for Pete. Moo.
I don't know.
You don't know that joke?
No. Thank you. So yeah. We also got the eye level requirement for the new dungeon called the Grand Cosmos. It's going to be eye level 430. However, we didn't get the name of the NPC that we go to, but you do have to finish the main scenario quest, Shaken Resolve.
And that's like the first one we get. So you have to do like one MSQ quest and then you're going to open up the new dungeon.
Makes sense.
Speaking of dungeons, though, there is one of the topics we covered a few weeks ago was whether leveling dungeons should have an eye level requirement. And apparently Square Enix was listening, Avi.
They were.
They have decided that that is a good idea. They are going to add an eye level requirement to leveling dungeons. So this will start with Heavensward.
Of course, that seems to be where they're starting because they're making changes so much to Realm Reborn still.
And I just don't think it's a big a deal in a Realm Reborn since there isn't a huge eye level gap between expansions.
True.
So the Dusk Vigil will have a required eye level of 100, and it will increase by 5 eye levels each dungeon up to the Great Google Library at eye level 200.
Mm-hmm.
And the same goes for Stormblood Siren Song C at 240, ranging to Castrum Abania at 260, and God damn, I did not type this good.
I'm glad you're reading it, not me.
Shadowbringer's Holminster Switch at 370 to Mount Goul's 390. I think I might have that eye level wrong for the Great Grubel Library at 200.
Either way, I think this is going to be a good change. This is because, you don't want to be that person that goes into a dungeon and then doesn't realize that you accidentally have an eye level 100 weapon and when the rest of your gear is good just because you forgot to check. And so, because that can throw off your whole average. So this is a good way of checking for you. Like, oh, nope, you need to check your gear, bitch.
And honestly, I don't really think this is going to change that much.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to keep people from making dumb mistakes.
Because I think I had like Omega gear on my Paladin when I was leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like eye level 400, I think. So I would have been over the eye level of this for Mount Goul at 390. And the reason I wasn't doing leveling roulette on my Paladin is I didn't want to get a high level dungeon like that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to risk it. And of course, that's the exact dungeon I got. And I'm like, sorry, guys, I'm just going to do small pools because I'm way under geared for this.
Right.
And it actually wasn't that bad.
Oh, good.
So
You must have had a decent healer, too, to keep up with it.
I think as long as whoever's under the eye level, like it might be really hard for a healer. I don't know. Like it will be hard if the healer's under geared and the tank's pulling everything.
Yes.
But in my case, I was the tank. I was the under geared one. I pulled reasonable. Healer was able to keep me up. DPS was able to kill him in time. Wasn't too bad.
All the things worked out.
Like the new dungeon, we didn't find out much more for the new extreme trial Hades, except for the minimum eye level, which will be eye level 450. You should be able to unlock this right away. You don't have to do the new patch 5.1 MSQ. Just have played your way through 5.0. Talk to the Wandering Minstrel in the Crystarium. And if you want to start replaying parts of the game, you can go unlock a new Game Plus with Wistful Whitebeard in Western Thanalan. You'll have to at least have completed the Heavensward MSQ, as that is the first content you'll be able to replay through until they finish the Realm Reborn revamp.
I'm actually really excited for this because in not next week, but the week after, Hyper Pixie and I are going to start streaming together on Thursdays, and I'll be able to go back to the Heavensward MSQ and I'll kind of catch up to where she is, and then we'll be able to stream. I'll make her go through the MSQ because I'll be doing it at the same time as her, so I'm going to finally be like, bitch, you're going to experience these goddamn Final Fantasy dragons and be happy about it.
There's really not that much content in the MSQ to do together, though, right?
No, it's not that we'll be doing it together, but I'll be watching the cutscenes at the same time she does, so it'll be a better stream, so I'm not like sitting there going, look at the thing over here while Pixie does the cutscene that I can't see.
You could just watch her cutscene.
Yeah, but that's weird. Like, to people watch me watch something like, no, that's so weird.
I'm watching you watching me. I mean, that's what YouTube is now. It's all reaction videos.
Yeah, KK gets it right. Bitch, you better experience these Heavenward dragons. Love you, Pixie.
There will be restrictions in effect while playing a new game plus, and another 100 interruption bits from Chuckletopia.
They can teleport with each other and save money. See? See, KK?
So, if you're in New Game Plus, you cannot register for new duties you have yet to complete.
Oh.
You may still register for duties you have yet to complete, provided they are related to quests currently in progress in New Game Plus mode.
So wait, if I'm in New Game Plus mode, then new content comes out. I can't do the new content until I'm done with New Game Plus mode?
You can get out of New Game Plus really easily.
But if I want to get back to where I left off...
You have like a saved file.
Oh, okay.
So that's not a problem.
Okay.
But it's just saying if
You're
you go,
scaring me here.
if you go into New Game Plus and there's like content you haven't like... I guess New Game Plus is more than just MSQ.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if there's something back there...
Like other 24-man content and stuff, Pep. There's a lot of story and stuff to do.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Alexander,
all that stuff.
While it is possible to enter New Game Plus mode while registering for a duty, commencement of said duty will automatically suspend New Game Plus mode. Please resume New Game Plus from your suspended data after completing the duty. You cannot interact with the market board or retainer bells, as well as certain NPCs and objects. You cannot access the unending journey.
No watching the recaps before you get there. No skipping ahead.
I think that is cool that it's something you can do while you are registered for a duty, though. Because I would actually do that on occasion. If I'm waiting in a long DPS queue, if I have a New Game Plus file going, I'm like, oh, I can bang out a few quests right now.
Bang them out.
Bang them out, baby.
Yeah, I really like it because Pixie and I kind of complained about how, like, ESO, I can kind of jump in wherever with her, but in 14, she's just, like, locked behind content, and the content she's locked behind, I can't really redo with her. So it's hard for us to play together. She has to, like, do all this solo stuff so that we can do stuff together, and it's kind of hard. And this gives an option for you to go, you know, if you've been playing for a while and you have a friend starting, at least once they get to Heavensward, you can say, hey, I'll do this stuff with you and I'll get to enjoy it with you. And I know that me personally, I haven't had time for an alt, so this will be only my second time playing through all of this, and so I got the memory of a freaking flea, so I'm gonna be excited because I probably forgot half of it. So
yeah, I think it's a cool. I was pretty 50-50 on this at first, but I'm like, it doesn't seem like it took that much engineering to be able to accomplish, so I don't mind that they spent time on this New Game Plus.
It makes me happy.
And people were asking for it, and like we said last week, you shouldn't get any rewards for something you've already done before, so stop asking for it, even though I'm sure you're gonna keep asking for it.
Give them a title. It's just a freaking title.
And the title will be, I wasted my time. All right, what's next, Avi?
Sorry, KK, the thing. Fate's got some minor changes. I thought this said major, so I was really excited, and then I was like, oh, minor.
No, you get minor changes for Fate.
You know, I actually totally forgot about doing this. The maximum store of bi-color gemstones has been increased from 500 to 1,000. Gemstone traders will now have new items available for exchange, and the shared Fate rank required for certain items has been reduced.
Just a reminder, guys. We are taking calls tonight, so if you have anything to say on anything we've been talking about so far,
I totally forgot.
Or you're like, why did you skip this? You can go ahead and join that On Deck channel, and you'll be able to tell us what your opinion is. If you don't like our take on something, you can tell us. I'm not going to get mad at you.
He'll get mad at me. Don't worry. It's fine,
you don't
guys.
suck. Maps, Avi.
Yes.
The rewards for the new treasure map Dungeon Ligia, which is the newest one, they've been adjusted.
That's all they said.
That's all they said.
Adjusted.
Usually it's just adding items. Whatever used to be rare probably isn't as rare. There's going to be new stuff from this patch that is going to be rare. That's just their MO.
New craftable items have been added to the company workshop. The following additions and adjustments have been made to subaquatic voyages. New areas have been added, new items have been added, and the maximum submersible rank has been increased from 60 to 65, so get super excited. There really wasn't anything new on housing for the patch notes, but as we discussed before, the new wards will be restricted to free companies and transfers to begin with. However, if you already own a plot in an existing ward, like I said, you have the option to relocate or transfer to one of these new wards. New furnishing items have been added, including the winners of the furnishing design contest. Players can now also remain seated while interacting with furnishings. Hire and Ellas and mannequins are finally fucking available. New orchestrion roles have been added, and new aquarium fish. By the way, Pete, fish is the plural of fish, not fishes.
I'm pretty sure the patch note said fishes.
All right. Have been added. New paintings have been added, and a new seed for the flower pots has been added, as well as new estate tags on visitors, welcome, and bakery.
You gonna make a bakery, Avi?
I already had a bakery. I'm good.
You want an in-game bakery?
God damn no.
You want to make some gill? We learned about the new gold saucer gate, the slice is right, previously. But we did learn that if you can steer clear of Yojimbo's attacks until the very end, you will receive 5,000 MGP. And like any way the wind blows.
I think it's any way the witch blows.
That's what I almost said.
It is. All right, Wizard of Oz.
If you don't make it to the end, you will get partial credit and a lower amount of MGP. If you lose this gate when you are either struck by Yojimbo or fall off the stage, you'll get a lower amount. I'm assuming there will be a knockback mechanic then. They do note that no MGP will be rewarded if you voluntarily leave the stage.
Well, good.
So
I actually like this. I feel like this is like an intermediate sort of training thing to teach you what certain mechanic actions look like.
So KK McLeod's asking, do you manually dodge or is it locked? Based on what we saw from the live letter and how it's described here, I think it's going to be active movement to avoid.
And Chili agrees. He says you'll be able to manually dodge. I think that's the big thing, is they wanted to make it different from any way the wind blows. But it's just the same. It's the same arena, but it's like the opposite.
Yes. Yes, as KK McLeod said, it's like Bardem's Metal, where you had to not... The first boss was not actually killing the boss. It was just doing mechanics.
Dodging. I remember how we were all so confused the first time we did it. I loved it. I love that they threw a little twist in something like that. I thought it was a great thing. Damn, Chuckletopia is all bitty today.
200 interruption.
Anywhere the wind blows doesn't even matter.
With the addition of this gate, the schedule for gates has been adjusted with 200 more bits.
Chuckletopia just wants to say his name again.
So every hour on the hour, Earth time is how they present it. I would have just said real world time.
Earth time.
IRL time.
IRL time. Oh my god, that'd be kind of amazing if a game actually did that.
So every hour on the hour, you have either Cliffhanger, Air Force One, or Leap of Faith. Hourly on the 20 minutes past the hour, we have Any Way the Wind Blows, The Slice is Right, or Leap of Faith. And then hourly on the 40 minutes past the hour, we have Any Way the Wind Blows, The Slice is Right, or the Air Force One.
Ooh.
So you might notice that the very boring gate, a skin change we can believe in, is now gone.
Oh, cool, because that one was ridiculous.
That one was stupid.
Yes.
And I wish they would take the same approach with PvP. If you're going to introduce a new PvP, get rid of the least popular one. And that's the sound of everyone agreeing with me, everyone shaking their head at the same time. Thank you so much for the reinforcement. But Avi, we're not done with the gold saucer.
You guys listening couldn't see the faces I was making. Sorry.
Mahjong is getting a facelift.
What?
You will now be able to switch to a high resolution layout, and an opponent list has been added.
Hey Pete, did you know I haven't even unlocked Mahjong yet?
Did you know I haven't even unlocked Red Mage? So that means Mahjong better than Red Mage.
I like the white people Mahjong that we used to play on the old computers where it was just the stacked up tiles.
I am so going to sound clip you saying I like the white people. And as usual, new triple triad cards have been added and new NPC opponents to play against.
Trusts. Scenario mode is being added to the trust system. Pretty sure you're going to have to select to use your trust party in the new MSQ dungeon, and your NPCs will not gain experience points in scenario mode.
What do you think about that, Avi?
Okay. I don't really care. We didn't get any new information on the performance abilities being added, but just that we're getting what was previously talked about with ensemble mode. Performance assistance, adding a metronome, and now you can use a trumpet, trombone, tube, horn. What's tube? Tuba? Tuba, horn, and saxophone.
Hey, you ain't played the tube? Little skin tube?
Tube? No. Pete, you didn't know the difference between a trumpet and a horn?
Do you? Oh, don't read it. Do you know the difference between a trumpet and a
French horn.
No. French horn is a French horn. There's something called the horn.
Okay. It's a 1/3 the length.
This is the difference between a horn and a trumpet. 1/3 of the tube length of a trumpet is conical, and 2/3 is cylindrical, while the horn's tube is the opposite.
Okay.
The more you know.
Reading Rainbow.
Learning stuff on this podcast. We're making your life better.
I'm still so tired, but I'm getting better.
Now we're getting into jobs, Avi.
No, saxophone is there, you guys. We said saxophone.
Yeah, saxophone is there.
Saxophone was after horn.
Maybe we didn't get to it. Maybe
Chat was asking, we need the saxophone. We're getting the saxophone.
Maybe we interrupted it before we got there. I don't know.
Aurora's like, damn, Pete with the knowledge smackdown. He used the Google.
Hey, I use whatever tools I'm provided, baby.
Oh, I know.
Now we're getting into job changes, Avi. We had a lot of this to talk about last episode, so I think we're going to try to get through this quickly with just a quick recap and anything new that we learned.
New.
So, tanks. Tanks are getting tankier, Avi.
Your tank is so tanky, baby.
Tank is so big.
See, I feel like that's a better sound bit. Your tank is so tanky.
No. My sound bits are to embarrass you. Getting an increase in defensive cooldowns from 10 to 15 seconds. Warriors getting an increase in home gang
See,
by...
Cater gets it. Your tank is so thick.
Thick tank. Home gangs being increased by 2 seconds and 1 second for raw intuition for warriors. Monks are losing some group utility with mantra. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know by how much. It got cut in half from a 20% increase in healing spells to 10%. So really more of a nerf to healers than to monks. Monks lose a little bit of utility, but it also makes it harder for healers to heal. Rock Breaker was changed from a conal attack to an area of effect, which is nice, less positioning. And Ant-Man, which I know it's not called Ant-Man, now triggers the
Is it called Paul Rudd?
Now trigger the cooldown of weapon skills upon execution and cannot be executed during weapon skill cooldown.
Dragoons got buffed. Blood of the Dragon recast time has been lowered by 5 whole seconds. Gear Skogul, I don't know how to say that one. Potency has been increased by 30. Mirage Dive and Star Diver potency is increased by 50. Ninja Mains listening.
Hey, hold on. And the real Hot Chili Pepper says, time to jump on deck.
Oh.
He wants to talk about something we just
Probably
said.
Monk. He's got words about Monk.
Chili is a monk.
See, Chili learned. He typed in chat, so we look over the Discord.
So, Chili, are you able to hear us right now? Uh-oh.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I totally just picture Chili going, oh shit, and running back to his computer.
How are you doing tonight, Chili? What do you have to talk to us about?
That's actually a significant debuff, significant nerf for Monk, actually.
Are you talking about the mantra?
No, the Ant-Man.
Oh, an Ant-Man. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. But yeah, CXC is correct. It's it's quite a big nerf. It's actually going to hit our DPS quite hard because it's part of our opener right now, and by making a GCD, chances are it's not going to work properly. I know that the balance Discord has been crazy all day trying to fit into it like a new opener, and I haven't checked for a while, but it's been funny reading it all day. So
So Chili, you are a little quiet, and we've turned you up as high as we can. So can you like put the microphone in your mouth when you talk?
I will lick my mic. Hello, is this better?
A little bit, yeah. Pete doesn't trust me, you guys. Oh my god, no, Pete. I verified. He literally just went to check the laptop.
Okay, let me just.
Oh look, Chili's at full volume again. Can't believe you didn't trust me.
There's actually two places where you can turn people up in Discord.
Where's the second place? Just tell me, bitch.
Yeah, how can I tell you?
With your words?
God, you're so loud.
Sorry. Pete's gonna come all the way over here, guys. Sorry. Now he gets to edit.
Yay, I'm sorry about this. I should have called in.
Oh, no, you're fine. Oh, he wants to turn up our entire output volume. Oh, all right.
My ears.
I wouldn't have done that.
Sorry, Jennifer, and tire out the volume. Okay, good captions.
All right.
Jealous and tire.
All right.
That's the best we're going to get. I got you turned up as much as I can now.
How about now? Is it any better?
It's the same.
Still
it's okay.
low.
All right.
Weird.
So
I don't know
you
what's
were making some
causing it.
Ant-Man comments, and I don't know what any of that means. So do you have any other comments, Chili?
No, I'm just a bit sad with the monk changes.
Aw.
I'm really bad with Ant-Man anyway, so it's not going to affect me as much.
Mhm.
But for top-end players, it's going to hit them pretty hard.
Oh, you think so?
So explain why this is hitting people so hard.
Because you used to use it at the start of your opener rather than using perfect balance. That way you could save perfect balance for a dragon kick rotation instead.
I thought you monked, Pete.
I've been tanking.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it wasn't trash before. See, you could use it at the start, so that way you can get all your stacks without using perfect balance. And then you could use perfect balance with dragon kick and boot shine to throw out some extra DPS, because boot shine is one of your highest potencies. So
These are monk words for everybody who's not a monk.
So are you saying that's the biggest? I didn't think that Anatman was that big of a deal, but you're saying it's huge.
It's pretty huge.
And is that what you're saying that the balance Discord was freaking out about earlier?
Yeah, it's been all day. It's been crazy.
It's
been great. It's been great because they're trying to fit in any way they can. Or well, if we wait 3 seconds, or what if the monk pulls? What if the monk face pulls and then uses it?
That's kind of amazing that they I actually appreciate that they put that much effort into it and that much thought. What if we try this? What if that? I mean, it's all speculation, like Pete's favorite at this point. You know, none of it will matter until you actually get to play around with it. But I do think it's really cool that they try to think about it in advance.
I'm pretty happy with the rock breaker change, though. That'll make dungeon pulls more fun.
Can make it's less hassle than having to move to do it, because of the kernel. Now I can just stand in the middle of everything and just press the fart button, the spinny kick, and the rock breaker.
Did you just say the fart button?
Anyone who does the Armor Destroy knows what it looks like, okay? It looks like you just lean and go, boop.
No, so you literally just said the fart button. I didn't just hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I feel better. That's amazing. I was like, oh my god, I totally misheard that. All right. I love it. I like the monk move where you jump up in the air and you stick both your legs out behind you and your hands go down like your crotch. That's hilarious. I would screenshot that one all the time if I monked, because it's just ridiculous. I'm gonna boop you on the head. Wapa!
Boops.
All right, Chili.
Kamehameha.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about while we have you on?
I will actually look forward to doing the Beast Tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
That looks so fun.
Pink
Beast Tribes I
pixies.
love.
And normally I don't do Beast Tribes, so yeah.
I haven't finished the Moogles, and I really wanted to, so I will be going back and do it. I'm super close to finish. Not Moogles, the Namazu. Not the Moogles.
So I love these captions. The Moogles translated to Muggles.
Oh my god, did it really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Moogle, Muggle.
Captain Knuckles.
What is the...
All right, Chili. Thank you so much for calling in. Unless you got something else you want to talk about, I think we're going to let you go.
Remember, if you're on Gilgamesh, to go check out our FC, because there's an event coming on tomorrow. Bye.
We will be talking about that event in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye,
Chili.
Chili. Thank you so
Donate
much.
To raise money, so we can have every bacon stream. Now I can do it properly. Bye.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take over the community roundup. I don't know if you wrote anything for it, but it's me. I'm the community rounded up.
All right, where did we leave off? At
Dragoons got buffed. Blood of the Dragon recast time has been lowered by 5 whole seconds. The winner that couldn't say Gear School potency is up by 30. That reminds me of Skyrim, the dragon language. Gear School or something. Mirage Dive and Stardiver potency have been increased by 50. You want to read Ninja?
Ninja mains. I'm sorry. Y'all got way too many changes to go over on this.
Yeah, you did.
And since neither of us really know how to play Ninja, I would have no way of condensing the worthwhile notes.
Just Google that shit.
I hear ninjas are happy for the most part. Go check out the patch notes. I'll try to reach out to some ninjas to talk about the changes in a future episode.
Samurais, you get the same treatment as ninja. It's not because we think you're the same, because you both do stabby with 2 stabby things. But if any...
Samurai only has 1 stabby thing.
Shh, don't judge me.
Even I know that.
But if any one of you ninjas or samurais wants to call in and inform us of these changes in a quick sort of summary way, now's your time. Very long, so it's the ninjas got the 2 stabby, and the samurais stuck them on end to end, and now they're 1
you can just
stabby.
Be change is bad, or change is good.
I like change.
Bard, it looks like there's a mix bag for you. You're getting more group utility with your songs, but the potency on your dots is being lowered by 10.
Machinist got potency buffs on 7 abilities, ranging from 20 to 40 potency increase, and Tactician got a recast reduction from 180 to 120 seconds.
Dancers
No! You get to read your own class, I get to read my own class.
You're not a dancer.
I just want to dance. They get what they were looking for with the potency increase of 50 for 5 of their abilities, and Shield Samba recast reduction from 180 to 120 seconds. Got a DPS buff and didn't lose any of their group synergy. I had read that they got their heal was majorly increased.
I have no idea.
Yeah, until you wrote this.
Summoners, I think we went over the Summoner Eggy changes previously.
Mm-hmm.
If not, there were way too many to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Summoners also got potency buffs for Ruin 4, Bio 3, Miasma 3, but Pain Flare potency got reduced by 20.
Wah, wah. Red Mages got buffed up a bit with potency increases on 3 whole abilities, along with ranged and radius increases. And for healers, we pretty much went over all of the changes last time. Be sure to check the patch notes for the nitty-gritty details, especially as astrologians. All healers will be able to rescue more often now, so it's time to fuck with pizza more, with that recast timer dropping from 150 to 120 seconds, so you'll be able to rescue people 20% more often. I honestly really felt like that recast timer was obscenely long. So I do think this is good.
How often are people fucking up that you have to rescue them?
No, I just want to do it to you more often.
It's just purely griefing people.
It's not purely griefing people. I have used it for actual fights, and the times that I do want to use it for certain fights, it was too long.
And any of you that have pets as part of your job, you'll now be able
Thank
to
God.
see them in the party list, Avi.
Yes.
But you will not be able to select them from the party list.
You don't need to be able to select them from the party list. So, because with my Scholar, I ended up actually hiding my pet action menu because they literally made it just clutter up my screen more. There's no reason for me to see it. I don't need to do anything because my pet just put her on control. I'm gonna make her do what she wants when I tell her, and I don't got to see any of that shit anymore. So I turned it off. But then if I didn't have her summoned, I'd be like, oh, I forgot because I can't see it.
Chuckletopia says I've used rescue once or twice during E3S.
See?
And yes, I will say that we have done E3S, and occasionally someone shouts out, "Please rescue me."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is good.
But you only have to do that once. You don't have to do it every 120 seconds.
I know, but it's still 150 was. I had a couple of times where it was just too long of a time. I needed to be able to rescue somebody that same ability for that damn black mage all the way over there that's just gonna stand there and take the hit. And I'm like, you're squishy. You can't stand there and take that hit. You need to stand here, and I'm gonna heal you.
That's probably on something like 24 mana raid though, where you have to. There's so many people you could use it on.
I know, but I'm so happy for it. I also want to say, hey, Rose. Thank you for stopping by, sweetheart.
All right, and Chili says, blue changes? It seems like damn near every blue mage ability got adjusted. So guess what? We're not going to go over those.
Blue Mage got a bunch of changes. Read the patch notes.
Head on over to the patch notes. Blue Mages, I'm not going over all those adjustments because we don't have that much time. And we need to get to crafters.
I'll be right back.
Right, Avi. Crafters over Blue Mage.
I got to go do a thing. Wash my hair. That's the thing.
There were some major changes for crafters, Avi. 20 abilities that all crafters had were Thanos. They were deleted.
Oh my god, no.
Into the Aether.
20 abilities?
And each job lost at least 2 that were specific
Not
to them.
2.
What if whatever job you play? What are you now? Are you a dancer? Are you a summoner?
I'm
what
trying
the fuck are you?
to match your hype. And you're like upset for me, like for trying to match your hype. Would you rather I sat over here and I rolled the whole time?
I'm just saying, how would you feel if one of your jobs lost 20 fucking abilities?
Hi, I play Scholar.
Did you lose 20 abilities?
I lost a fuck ton of abilities with freaking Shadowbringers, so shut up.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You lost energy drain and that was it.
That was not it. That was a lot.
Thank you for that follow, Brother Craig. And
All right, get into your crafters. I won't act like I'm super excited for you anymore. I'll just be here.
Oh, you did not act like you were super excited.
That wasn't super excited. I thought it was really super excited.
That was super sarcastic, baby.
No, I was actually legitimately acting overly excited.
Yeah, so at least each job lost 2.
By the way, chat's totally like on my side about the Scholar ability thing.
Oh, so I'm going to go 50% longer on this shit. This was the changes were very much a wait and see type thing. We don't really know how it's going to affect it until we actually play around with it, because crafters you actually have to like pay attention to, know how the abilities work instead of just
super important.
Fat fingering buttons as a DPS.
You fat finger your buttons.
Just take away the uns.
Don't fat finger your buttons.
Just take away the uns. Fat finger that butt.
So hot. Not my buttons.
So yeah, it's a wait and see type thing. My initial impression from looking at the changes to abilities is that it should be much easier for the person first starting out. There's going to be a lot less abilities to have to learn what they all do, and a lot of them were kind of repetitive just with minor changes. Like it would just like increase the success rate 10%. And they're basically going to just like the highest percentage success rate and getting rid of the lower 2. Not huge changes, but I think needed changes. I think any current recipes in game are going to be pretty easy for the experienced crafter to make. They have said that they are going to work on more difficult recipes, but they didn't tell us what they were because, of course, they're not going to add recipes to the preliminary patch notes because then all the crafters would run and like prepare to make all that shit. And they don't want crafters to make even more gil than they have.
You got all the gil in the game.
Because crafters are the smartest people in the game.
Chad is continuing to agree with me. And Decibel says, just saying, as a crafter and a scholar, scholars still got it worse. If anything, crafting just got rid of their ability bloat, which is a plus. And I agree with that. I actually think it's definitely needed to happen. I don't think you should be bitching about your abilities going away.
They got rid of your ability bloat of energy drain, and then you guys bitched until they gave it back.
They took away a lot more than energy drain. They took away a lot. Like, when I went from playing, like, logging on to my scholar for the first time, I was like, oh, balls. Give me 15 minutes before I can play this class. And then I logged on to Black Mage, and I was like, give me 5 seconds. All right, we ready.
All right, we ready?
Ready.
Quick Synth also got a change. You will no longer fail if you meet the recommended craftsmanship requirement. Higher control will also give you a better chance of HQ during Quick Synth. And Quick Synth time for anything over above 1 at a time will be decreased.
Thank God, because I almost don't use it.
You'll be able to do fat stacks much faster.
Cool.
Soul of the Crafter, which is what you use to pick your specialist, now also increases CP by 15, and CP is kind of like the most valuable stat, so that's really nice. Desynth is 100% now, and you can raise it to the max for each crafting job.
Do you want me to talk about this next segment?
So that will be really good. Go ahead, Avi. Gatherers are your shit.
totally my shit. They're not still levels like 70 or anything. Gatherers got changes as well, but not to the extent that the crafters did, because they didn't have the bloat that the crafters did.
Not as much. They had some, and they got rid of some of that.
Not nearly as bad as the crafters did. One of the really nice changes they did is that stealth has gone, and at level 8 you now get sneak, which lets you avoid enemies up to 4 levels above your own, and it doesn't hinder your movement speed, and it can be used on a mount. That's all freaking amazing. Overall experience points gained for all gathering classes has been increased, as well as overall gathering rates. Now I'm glad I waited to level them. There will now be a quick gathering mode where if you have it enabled, you will automatically gather from the slot you selected until all attempts have been exhausted.
So Mieko 14, FF14 in chat is saying, so much auto stuff in gathering, though, which is what you just talked about.
I'm actually okay with it.
I'm 100% in favor of this.
If you choose to. You can turn it on or off.
Yes.
You can choose to be an auto gatherer, or you can choose to still manually click.
I hate, if I want to gather 200 of something, I have to click that button 200 fucking times.
Oh my god, you guys, he complains. He's like, my fingy.
That's a fucking sound clip. That wasn't her imitating me.
He just starts complaining like, it hurts so bad. Avi, bring me the ice. I gathered too many notes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you got that audio, but good on you.
I'm really good.
I don't know how you played it either.
All right. Items you haven't gathered won't show up as question marks anymore. Now you'll be able to see the item, and it will have a little bag with a question mark by it so that you'll know whether or not you've gathered it.
I think that's a pretty good change as well.
I
like
too.
that. I'd like to see what a node has.
They also changed it so you'll need to be 5 levels below the next level of nodes in order to have access to them instead of 4. For example, you used to need to be level 66 to use level 70 nodes. Now you have to be level 65. Honestly, that's a more logical level difference.
Yeah.
And that's all we've got about that today.
Yeah, I think that's the patch notes that we're prepared to talk about today. The only big thing
only bigger thing. A lot of big things.
Okay, the only big thing that we didn't talk about was fellowships, and that was kind of a me choice. I either wanted to talk about fellowships or I wanted to talk about the All Saints Wake event, and I chose the All Saints Wake event.
Who are you?
I don't really care about fellowships.
All right.
It's like an in-game message board. But I have been toying with the idea of doing a full official patch notes live read on Monday.
Oh, all right. I think it'd be kind of funny if the whole fellowship thing, you're like super moot about it, and then it opens up in game, and you're like, I love this so much. Like, I hope you're so excited for something that you don't care about.
I do see the advantages of possibly doing a shit fellowship. And just being able to like post on there stuff we have going on. But in general, I'm like, I can do all that stuff out of game. I don't know if I really needed it in game.
It's a fellowship.
It's a fellowship.
Thank you for that 1 decibels. We got fellowship of the shit fellowship, fellowship. That's it right there. All right.
All right. So do you have this?
Why do you doubt me?
Because you forget a lot.
No, I don't.
And you're tired.
I'm more awake at least now than I was.
That's how I get you awake. I just get you mad at me.
My life.
Teaching me lore so he'll know some shit.
I don't think people minded. It's okay. So this lore question comes from Devil Tales on Discord. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to send me some more lore questions, I am starting to run low again, and I really appreciate your help. I have a final this weekend, and I don't want to have to make them up myself. All right, so Pete, this is a Shadowbringers question, and I'm probably going to butcher pronunciation.
Well, then how can you blame me for getting it wrong if you can't even say it?
By saying, Pete, it's your fault.
I don't think so.
That's how I would blame you.
How
All right.
dare you doubt me?
What are the names of the 3 Viera that you face when you first reach the Ronkin territory in the Raktika Greatwood?
Are you fucking kidding me?
A. Almet, C-Met, and We-Met. B. Almet, B-Met, and C-Met. C. Not Met, Well-Met, and Com-Met. Or D. Viera A, B, and Honey C.
Pretty sure those were all the same.
Mm-hmm.
They all look the same to me.
Want me to say them again?
Pretty sure it's A or B. Other ones seem ridiculous.
Not met, well met, and come it?
Yeah. I would have believed it just said come on it.
Not Vera A, B, and Honey C?
So read the first two again.
Almet, CMet, and WeMet. Almet, BMet, and CMet.
Read the last two of each one again.
CMet, WeMet, BMet, CMet.
I'm going to go with CMet. Was that B?
That's in both of them.
God damn it. I thought you said that was the last one.
A is Almet, CMet, WeMet. B is Almet, BMet, CMet.
So we have A, B, or C, or A, C, and what?
U. UIMET.
There a UMet?
WeMet.
I'm with Chili. I'm going to go with Seaman.
That's in both of them.
I'm going to think.
Don't hurt yourself.
I feel like I want to go ABC because that makes sense in my head. But I feel like there's probably...
I love that you did this.
Probably a UMet.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go with the one with UMet.
Almet, CMet, WeMet?
Why are you saying we met?
Because it's UIMET. WeMet.
That changes things.
Does it?
I thought it was just UMET. I'm still sticking with it.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
You are correct.
Hell yeah.
You needed a win, honey. You hadn't had one in a while.
What are you talking about? I've never lost.
Nope, never, ever.
I'm 100%.
That music was amazing. Like that was, I know you've used that before, but it was just how you kept talking over it was really funny. Undefeated.
Let's talk about this new seasonal event, Avi. It's the spooky season. We're talking about All Saints Wake.
You can see we got our decorations here too.
Don't sleep on this event, people. You only have until November 1st at, I think, 7:59. I did that from memory. I could be wrong.
That's Friday morning next week.
You only got a week. Same with the glamour
costume contest.
thing.
Yeah.
The Adventurers Guild investigator has a quest for us called Fear and Delight.
Ooh.
The Continental Circus is back in town, y'all.
Y'all?
And the investigator thinks...
Wait, Pete, by the way, I think I really love your background music thing with that. Like, if you're doing, like, a spoopy thing like this, it'd be cool if you had, like, a spoopy, like, background music to, like, tell your story.
Amazing.
Well, no, for future episodes. I'm literally spitballing good ideas right now.
We're doing a show.
I know. You should take it. Take what you can get, bitch. See, that's a sound drop. You're going to do this shit to me.
Continental Circus is back in town, baby. The investigator thinks they are planning something so sinister.
So sinister.
He needs us to do some recon with the impresario.
Uh-oh.
And try to figure out what they're up to. So we're talking to the impresario, a.k.a. Pumpkinhead, when the troupe Void Tamer, a.k.a. Makoti Dracula, interrupts us to reveal that the Ahriman he's raised for the troupe has gone missing.
I do want to say, I love that, like, with the All Saints Wake, all the NPCs they have are, like, the NPCs from the years. Like, sometimes it's, like, a different main NPC, and they kind of keep them all. Like, you still got the slutty girl from the original, like, the Mikote, who, like, kind of was just, like, posing all slutty, and she's still there posing all slutty. You got the vampire, Ra, for when that, like, I like that they kind of, like, build, and they're all there. They don't just disappear. The troupe is growing. I really appreciate that.
I have a bad memory. I don't remember any of that.
Okay.
These are all new to me.
All right, honey. I think you're pretty.
Pumpkinhead correctly assumes we're good at stuff like this and asks us to help find the missing Ahriman.
Ooh.
So we're off to the Central Shroud to look for the Ahriman, and the Jadeite Flood is where we find the Circus Ahriman.
Ahriman. Ahriman.
Accompanying the winged beast is a pumpkin-headed apparition.
Apparition. She
tells us that the little guy works so hard but struggles to satisfy the impresario's demands.
Do you remember her?
No.
She's like a recurring character from the All Saints Wake, like hardcore.
I don't remember anything that happened more than a week ago.
This is not a lie. All right.
The impresario and cat vampire run up on us, and the apparition Thank you for that follow, Colio. Disappears, and they are left to wonder why we didn't bring the Ahriman back right away. We admit we were talking to a pumpkin-headed lady, and the impresario says it could be none other than the legendary leader of the armies of darkness, the Great Gord herself. But he's just fucking with us, because of course she would never break her silence after all these years to speak to an unworthy person such as ourselves. We give him a death stare. Why are you keep on moving on the fucking outline and fucking me up? I see your little cursor. It's going everywhere, bitch.
I wasn't doing that.
You're like blocking the words I'm trying to read.
I didn't know I could block words with a cursor, Pete.
It's a big cursor because it says Avi Ale.
I'm sorry.
But
okay.
we give him. Oh my god.
I don't even know
Why are you keep on doing it?
I don't know. I'm trying to move it out of the way.
Just don't move it. That's how you do it. You stop fucking clicking on shit.
I'm sorry.
We give this bitch a death stare. Just like I'm giving you right now. And after this, he tries to walk it back.
I'm gonna stop now.
But we know he's full of shit. He does seem to genuinely appreciate our dread gaze and wants us to teach it to the Ahriman. But he needs us to mold this Ahriman into a force of evil before his true work will begin.
Oh, baby, your cursor is so big.
Why don't you take the rest, Avi?
Where did you can you use your cursor to show me where you left off? I was fucking with you. To himself, the impresario speaks his plan to usher in the night of devilry, recall the great Gord from her slumber, and feast as the world cowers. Pete is trying so hard to annoy me with his cursor, but he doesn't understand that that's my life married to him. The Void Tamer teaches us how to ride the Ahriman, and now it's our job to teach it the dread gaze. Our Ahriman is only capable of doing a sort of super adorable dread gaze, though, and it's not intimidating or striking fear in everyone. They're like, oh my god, you're like the cutest Ahriman ever. I have to go back and celebrate and get ready for the All Saints Wake.
It was pretty good.
It's amazing. He's so cute, you guys. It's like a kitten Ahriman. It's if you combine a kitten and an Ahriman, like that's what this is.
I don't see any cat in that Ahriman.
Really? He's like, I'm an Ahriman. Like Buscemi does.
That's how cats go.
He goes, on, pet me now, plop.
Alrighty.
The trainer mistakenly assumes that all the people that they've seen running back to Gridania have been doing so out of fear because they're running back and they don't, instead that they're running back so that they don't miss any of the All Saints Wake festivities. The trainer reports back to the impresario and you have the option to choose what you want, and Pete chose to let him believe what he thinks he saw and say. That is absolutely, positively what happened. The other choices were, that's not entirely accurate, and the other is, in a manner of speaking.
Do you remember what you picked?
In a manner of speaking.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like, I'm not lying. Like, yeah, I mean, because of the gaze, he's running, but I'm not lying. You're straight up lied.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm like, sure, that's,
Lying's what I do best.
And the impresario buys Pete's horrible lie, hook, line, and sinker. And then he sends the Ahriman to go out and terrorize the masses. However, the Ahriman has taken a liking to us and says, nah, bitch, I want to stay with this lovely pink-haired Viera or this big green-froed warrior of light. And then the impresario decides that the Ahriman can actually do more damage, terrorizing the masses as we travel together about, and agrees to let him stay with us because
impresario's not very smart.
Yeah.
This guy's dumb.
Then we report all of our experiences to the Adventurers Guild investigator, and he says that he sees no harm in the Ahriman staying with us. He then informs us that he's observed the troop moving large quantities of supplies and issuing invitations to some manner of gathering.
Moving that cocaña.
This leads us to a second quest called Haunting Grounds, and we need to investigate.
There's a masquerade event in a manor nearby, and some have said they were escorted to what they assumed was the venue for the masquerade, only to find themselves pursued by fiends through the echoing corridors of a haunted mansion.
Not fiends!
So we must investigate. And this unlocks an instance for us, the Haunted Manor. In the Haunted Manor, you're going to get 3 of 7 objectives to do each time you enter. You can have the Pumpkin Hunt, which is easy, find 6 treasures. Coffer Cracker, which is find a coffer and crack its lid open. Arcane Circles, which is each member has to stand in a circle at the same time. Light the lanterns, light jack-o'-lanterns. Cookie Hunt, collect 15 cookies. Jack in the Box, find hints to locate 2 boxes you are supposed to open. And Skin Changer, use smoke bombs to find an imp. Blue smoke means it's the imp.
It's a really fun event, and if you haven't done, you should do it. It's really great.
And you really only have to do it once to get the main prize.
Right. The great thing is if you do it twice, you get every single prize. And it doesn't take that long. It was a lot of fun.
Unless you do it late at night, and then the queue is long. It's the Community Roundup, partner.
Can I promote my own things?
You want to promote your own thing, and we'll promote the ones I wrote after?
Sure.
Or not at all?
So as you guys know, we've been doing the Ditch the Label charity streams on Wednesdays, except for this past week because my Nostromo gaming pad took a shit 5 minutes before the stream. It's fixed now, but I couldn't actually play the game. So now instead, this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to start doing my charity stream. The charity stream, I guess just me. Maybe Pete will join. But my idea is...
I don't know what I have to add when you're doing like gpose and stuff.
Thanks
like
for not letting me explain what it's going to be.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So my idea for this particular stream, again, it's this Saturday, because we've got the glamour contest going on where you take a screenshot. I'm going to be doing glamours of different like Halloween costumes. And if you come in and donate, you can donate and request that I try to make the glamour of your choice or help you with your glamour. But obviously, if you could donate toward the Ditch the Label campaign to help us reach our goal of $200, that would be amazing. And we're already, I think we're at like $75 last I checked from our 1 day of streaming for charity. And then last I checked, and I've decided, if you guys listen, you know that I did Pub Cakes, a craft beer cupcake shop, and I was on Cupcake Wars, and I've talked about my cupcakes. So I thought it'd be really fun as an incentive where if we make it to our $200 goal, then in December when I'm done with school, I will do a live cupcake stream. And so I will bake cupcakes live on stream. And we'll have a poll of like 4 different recipes, and we'll let you guys vote on Twitter for which recipe I'm going to make. But Pete and I already talked out a way to set up a camera in our kitchen, and I will live stream craft beer cupcake recipe, and I'll totally share the recipe on our website and stuff so you guys can make them at home. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a really goofy, ridiculous stream. So again, we only need to make another $125 to reach this goal. And so I think it's going to be a ton of fun. And then, so that stream will be Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. And then at 8 p.m., our FC is having a costume contest. And we're opening up the Scary Maze. And I'll continue to stream that. So you can't, I don't know if the competition's open to people outside of the FC, but you can come and hang out, and you're definitely welcome to run the maze and like watch the contest. We're on Gilgamesh. It's a ton of fun. You can DM me if you need some more information. We have a wheel of prizes I put together, a spinning wheel that I'll be doing live on stream for the winners to see like what they're going to win. It's just really excited. And again, that's the Halloween party starts at 8 p.m. So please come by and hang out. I might be in costume IRL.
Our guild mom says it's open to all, FC and non-FC.
Oh, it's open to everyone. So yeah, if you are or you want to make an alt on Gilgamesh, let us know if you guys want to join. It'll be a ton of fun. And again, I made a Halloween creepy maze last year. This year's is better. It's much better, actually. I haven't opened it up to the masses yet. It'll get opened that evening probably at 8. I'll open it, so you can run it, while we wait for the contest to start and stuff. This is gonna be a ton of fun, and I am going to do a recording of the maze and post that on our YouTube channel so that we'll have it for people who may not make it in time. So I think it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. And then pre-announcement, we don't have like the total specifics of this yet, but next week, Wednesday, when we normally do our dual stream, we're actually going to do a special Halloween creepy stream, and we're going to play this game called Dead by Daylight, which Pete was playing with Hyperpixie. She's going to join us and a couple of other friends. And Pete and I are going to be dual streaming it. And I've never played the game. And I'm actually going to, so in this game, there's 4 survivors and 1 murderer, essentially, 1 killer. And the killer hunts the survivors. And so I've never played it, and I'm going to be playing the killer.
You're only a murderer if you actually get us.
Well, I'm like only a killer if I actually get you.
Perspective.
And Roz is going to be playing it. But so what's really different about how Pete and I are going to be playing it, because we're dual streaming it, on our stream, you'll actually get to see the murderer killer's perspective and one of the survivors' perspective at the same time.
Yeah, I'm a little worried you're going to be screen looking.
I won't cheat.
Screen,
I won't cheat. No.
To be honest.
But
you
I think
are so competitive that you will cheat.
No. I think what's going to be really fun about that is that I have never played it. So, and also we're going to be on stream talking. And so we'll be in the same audio, and he'll want to talk to the other survivors, but the killer's in the same audio. So that I think is actually going to be tougher than anything, is not giving anything away with what you say. So it's less about watching the screen and more about not
We will have
saying.
to switch it up where I get to kill you.
So, no, I think it's going to be fun. But so that'll be Wednesday at 5:30 until 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. And that is the last day that we will be trying to reach our goal just of the $200. I do want you guys to know that the team Smile Bringers, that's the part of the charity team we're on for the Ditch the Label campaign. Last I checked, we've raised $3,300. So it's awesome. You guys are wonderful. Ditch the Labels, an anti-bullying campaign, and anti-sexism, anti-prejudice. It's just a really, really great organization. So yeah, that was my kind of long community roundup.
And just a quick note, we usually do Extra Life on the actual official Extra Life date, but we didn't want to have like charity overload.
Yeah.
So we're going to push it back to December, and also the Extra Life is on my dad's birthday, and
Yeah.
I've ignored that, or I haven't ignored it, I've called him, but we're actually going to do something with him that day, so we will be pushing our Extra Life into December, and we'll have more details coming on that soon.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the community roundup I had is, with this patch, I know a lot of people like guides when they're doing like a new Extreme Primal, so I wanted to shout out MTQ Capture and Mr. Happy for the guides that they get up right away for everyone. And also, we didn't talk about the new minions and mounts for this patch, because I just don't think it translates well for a podcast. So go check out Meoni on YouTube for those minions and mounts. He goes over all of them.
If anyone has a hot honey voice, it's that person right over there.
We will have links to all of them in the show notes. So now it's time for some listener reaction.
Speaking of Dead by Daylight, Hyperpixie Games tweets, had a ridiculous amount of fun last night playing Dead by Daylight. Definitely going to have to play this one again. Thanks so much for playing with me, She Heals I Tank, Mediocre Maestro, and Von Jamestein. #DBD, #horror.
And Spook.dll says, shout out to all those wonderful streamers and their communities for raising $3,366 for @Ditch the Label.
And a lot of tags.
Yeah, I'm not going over all those.
And finally, @the0uno says, I would like to thank She Heals I Tank, @MrHappy1227, and @Aetherite Radio, and @TuaTime for making me keep loving FFXIV. I love all of Toot contents, and it gets me pumped every time. Is toot like a phrase I don't know, or is that you think a typo?
Might be a typo.
I'm not sure.
Might hear my farts during the podcast.
I love all
the
toot content. All right, Pete. So we've gone over the patch notes. Like I said, I'll be streaming on Saturday. It's a glamour stream for charity with Halloween costumes. I got like a list of costume ideas you guys going already, so I might actually pay to Fantasia my character to a hire for that particular stream so that I can actually have the hairstyles again, or maybe Mikote, because the Vera does not. And then Halloween party and Spoopy Maze at 8 p.m. And then Wednesday of next week we'll be doing this Dead by Daylight, and I'm terrified of horror games. So I'm gonna be murdering people.
I might be willing to eat a pickle for every $5 donation.
He likes to eat weird shit for charity, guys. It's like his thing. All right, so on that note, I think that's going to be it for this episode. As always, we've had so much time hanging out with you guys live here on Twitch. Thank you so very much for spending your time with us. Be sure to hit that follow button so you know the next time we will be going live. And I want to say a great big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Spitcher, Pods, and you really are the reason
You're having a stroke.
we keep making episodes. And remember, Wherever you do listen, it would mean a shit ton to us if you gave our little shut podcast a rating or a review, or more importantly, tell a friend to check us out. Here with Vegan Pete, I'm Avi Ale, and we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.